As promised, this is the cons section of the Breakfast Club series, episode 2, if you will. This first issue I had, I think the issue a lot of people have, or a lot of people that I've heard talk about it have, and it's the Sheedy character. A lot of things happen with her character that aren't necessarily, or don't necessarily stay true to what the character was developed to be, and I think that you could have resolved those issues pretty easily. For example, when she gets the makeover from Claire or Molly Ringwald's character, a lot of people feel as though she sold out. Like a character of that nature would not do that. A character of that nature would keep her clothes, maybe change the makeup or take the stuff out of her eyes or whatever. Maybe even not even go that far. It's all in how you look at it, I guess. But I feel that a lot of people feel that she sold out in that aspect. I don't think that was necessary. I don't think that any of that was necessary at all. The makeover scene, I don't think it was necessary. If you want to establish a friendship between Molly Ringwald and Sheedy, there's other ways to go about it. Maybe I'll talk about that in my episode 3. She's too hard to figure out. Sheedy's character is too hard to figure out. She's at the beginning. She steals things. She steals a lock off a locker, which is kind of like you can't use it. You don't know the combination. It's kind of kleptomania, I guess. She talks about how she's a nymphomaniac and a compulsive liar, which the third one is basically probably true. I'm not saying that these are hard things to figure out because it's obvious she's very confused and she doesn't know who to be because everybody she's tried to be before has gotten her ignored from everyone. So I think it's very hard for her to figure out who she is. But I do think that that's probably the most confusing character in the film, and I don't think it doesn't do wonders for the story arc of the Ali Sheedy character to have a character like that. I think that maybe a few things could be made more concise, and you don't have to say everything. You could figure it out in a different way. I'll run through some of those options in episode 3, and also. I think that the kiss at the end. I mean, he was nice to her, and then he said that she was pretty, and then they kissed at the end. Come on, maybe set up something for the future. I think that would have been better. Actually, I'm pretty sure that would have been better. I think people would have liked that more. They wouldn't have been like, oh, you know what I mean? Yeah, I think that would have been better. Another thing about the Ringwald character. Another thing. The Molly Ringwald character had one flaw. 2 scenes before the scene that she goes into the closet with Bender, she said she hated him. She didn't say I don't like you. She said she hates you. And was that true? Obviously not. But was it made to look like she was saying it in anger? No, it was kind of made to look like she said it, for the truth. So I think that scene was kind of played off poorly. I think that possibly if you would have made some cuts like I would have early, you could have added a cut, like a scene or 2 more to where they could have developed something. You got to put something in there. You can't just go from I hate you, nothing between us has been good, because they've never had a moment where it was like, okay, something's gonna happen here. Other than when they were talking about the girlfriends and stuff, but that wasn't really like it's touching moment. It's more like they're getting to know each other type moment. And I feel like it's something missing from going to step basically A to step like F. And so I think that they could have probably went somewhere else with that step. The Anthony Michael Hall character was completely shafted in this movie. I understand that there's 5, and if you're going to pair them off, there's 1 person left. And obviously, if they're going to do the whole, voiceover ending type thing, that the person that wasn't left should have done it. But I feel like this thing came into a group. It's looked at as a group from the outside, and I think that it should have stayed a group. And you can pair off, but I think that you have to come together for a voiceover or something like that, like you did in the beginning. And so I feel like he got shafted. I feel like he was on par with everybody else. I don't see why his character should be shafted, and I think it's typical. It would be typical of somebody like a jock who wrote a movie like this to do that, but for the person who was writing the character kind of as himself, John Hughes said on many occasions he kind of was like the Anthony Michael Hall if he had to compare himself. Why would he shaft himself? I don't know. So I kind of would have done something different, definitely there. I don't like the ending is too tidy for me. Like I said, the kiss at the end and all that kind of stuff. Leave a little bit more to be desired. You don't have to. I mean, the earring I think was great. You don't have to go any further than that. Something else could. I mean, I think when she stole his patch, I think that would have worked better than a kiss and then stealing of the patch. Just a little too tidy. I don't think you need to go that far. There's no real closure with the principal Vernon. I feel like the scene where he and the janitor are talking, and they talk about how when they get older, these kids are going to be the ones who are the ones taking care of them, and he said not maybe not, or something along those lines, or don't count on it. I think that's the last line that he has in the movie, and I don't think that's not enough from that character. I think maybe something could have happened to where he kind of showed that he still doesn't have faith, because that's kind of where it's left anyway. But I feel like you could reinforce that point with just another quick scene. Maybe show him reading the note at the end, and instead of reading it and just feeling it that is really profound, he could just put it in the cabinet with a whole bunch of other letters and close the door. That's got this scene I would have probably booked in there. I'll try to talk about that in episode 3 here. I don't think the hallway scene is needed. The action scene. I mean, if you're gonna have Bender be a smart character, why have him show everybody his marijuana? You know what I mean? He is very upfront in a lot of ways, but he's also kind of secretive in a couple ways. I mean, if you're gonna make him sound kind of intelligent through his dialect, why would you make him seem very dumb in how he goes about his actions? Plus, and then he knew the layout of the school better than the other kid, but how do you not know the layout of your school? After you're a freshman, you should just know where everything is. My school was huge, and you know what I mean. So it doesn't make any sense for that. I just think it's a cool scene. It adds to the cool factor. I just don't think it adds to the film other than that. I think like I said before, they pair off at the end, except for Anthony Michael Hall, and I think it should have been dealt with more in a group fashion, because that's what this movie's looked at to be. It's looked at to be a group, the Rat Pack, so to speak, the Breakfast Club, and I feel like they kind of dropped the ball there. So I'm going to try to re-emphasize the points that I brought up here, and maybe give you what I think would be changes, because I think it would be kind of cowardly of me to just point out cons and not really offer anything. So I'm going to try my best in this next part. Let me know what you guys think, and take it easy.